I'm excited to be back for another What's for Dinner. Hey guys, Kira here from 50 Shades of Mom, back to share another What's for Dinner video. And today I have 7 different meal ideas for you guys that are pretty much low carb or keto kind of options. I've been doing more of a low carb diet since the end of April, and it has been working wonders for me, and I have still truly been enjoying my meals. So definitely excited to share with you guys what I have for you today. And what is more exciting today is that today's video is a collab. So today I am collabing with Amanda over at The Hot Mess Mom. Amanda and I have collabed a few times before, and honestly, you guys, she's probably one of my favorite people on YouTube. This girl is just downright amazing. I absolutely love her What's for Dinner videos. On top of her lunch videos, she is super funny. I love the way she edits her grocery hauls. She just makes me happy to watch her, and I know that if you guys go and check her out, you will be happy with what she has to offer too. So as always, I will have her information at the Ensley and in the description box, but she also has her week's worth of What's for Dinner videos, and Amanda puts out What's for Dinner videos every single week. So I love that about her. It gives me something to look forward to, and Amanda always has great ideas when it comes to the kitchen. Today I actually wanted to switch things up just a tad bit, and normally in my What's for Dinner videos I don't show how I prepare the meal because I really do enjoy doing cooking videos. But as I was putting this together, I had my camera around, and so I decided to film just some clips as I was going along. So I hope that you guys enjoy this style. So we're going to start off first with what you guys see here, which is the finished product of a low carb chicken parm. So I actually have a non-low carb chicken parm recipe that I've shared on my channel before, and I will link it up in the iCards up above. But this way is just not breading the chicken at all. So I just thin sliced some chicken cutlets, salt and peppered them, and then used frozen garlic in the oil and just sauteed them. So I got a good brown on each side of the chicken, and I really felt like it locked in all the juices. It really sucked up all the taste of the garlic and oil, and then I just layered that into a 9x13 pan and then covered that with my own homemade meat sauce, which really just added some extra flavor. And then I actually kept out a couple of pieces that didn't fit into the pan and just used that for salads for lunches for the week. And then once I covered it with sauce, then of course I just covered it with some mozzarella and put it in the oven until it got all melty and gooey, and it was perfect and delicious. Normally I would serve this with pasta, but obviously we're going the low carb route. So I topped it with a little sprinkle of basil, and then we just served that with a Caesar salad kit that I got from Trader Joe's, and it really was a perfectly delicious meal. Nobody said anything about there not being like pasta or something alongside of it. This particular kit had little bits of bacon in it, so it was really, really delicious. So this definitely was a great option, and I will link that recipe that I found on Pinterest down below. So this is a recipe that I actually didn't share the clip with you guys because I'm going to share the cooking video with you next week, but this is my homemade Alfredo sauce. I have been really craving this and dying for it, but of course no pasta. So I did something really simple that worked out amazing. I just steamed some broccoli and I put that into the bowl, and then I sauteed some shrimp in garlic and oil, placed that on top of the broccoli, and then covered it with my homemade Alfredo sauce. Everybody else had regular old pasta, but this is what I had. It was amazing. I did not miss the pasta at all. The shrimp and Alfredo sauce, the broccoli, it was really honestly perfect. So that was definitely one of my favorite meals of the week. Now we're going for breakfast for dinner. Omelets are a huge thing for me, you guys. I like to do that probably about once every other week or so because it is the best way to clean out your refrigerator. Whenever you have veggies that are on their way out the door, an omelet is the best way to get rid of them. So I actually went through, pulled out a bunch of things, and this was my omelet for myself. The kids just did cheese. They're not really one for veggies in their eggs, and Daryl is more of like a meat kind of guy in his omelet, but me, I'm all about the veggies. So I have a variety of different things here. I have some cut up colored peppers, some cherry tomatoes, some spinach, some chopped up ham that we had leftover cold cuts, some mushrooms, some green onions, and then up here I had 2 slices of different kinds of cheese, 1 Swiss and 1 chipotle cheddar that I've been getting from Aldi, which is absolutely amazing. So this is like a dump and go kind of meal, you guys. It's adding in the mushrooms, the ham, the spinach, in goes the green onions, the peppers, the tomatoes, and then a good mix, and then that's it. A good, nice, hot, well-greased pan, and you're going to end up having an amazing omelet. So once your pan is good and ready to pour your eggs in, you're just going to make sure that you cover the entire bottom of your pan, because for an omelet, you're not going to scramble it. So you want to make sure the entire bottom of your frying pan is covered so that once it is good and crispy on the one side, we can flip it over. I was really hoping I was going to do this fantastic since I was doing it on camera, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to flip it over perfect and I'm going to wow them. Yeah, no, not so much, but it still ended up holding up pretty darn good. And once you put your cheese in the center, it's going to kind of solidify and it's going to hold any of your eggs that kind of broke apart while you were trying to flip it together. So I'm going to layer in now my Swiss cheese and my chipotle cheddar. And then once you layer them and the eggs have touched the other side of the pan, it doesn't really need to cook too much on the other side. So I usually give it maybe about 2 to 3 minutes, and then it is time to flip it over. So once I flip it over, that kind of helps melt all the cheese on the inside. And then once that's good and gooey, onto the plate it goes with some fruit. I actually tried that Primal Kitchen ketchup from Thrive Market with this meal. This was the first time that I tried it. It wasn't so bad here because the omelet was so flavorful. That omelet was so packed with so many delicious things that the ketchup didn't miss the sweetness of the sugar or anything in that kind of ketchup. So it didn't hurt my omelet and my breakfast for dinner so much, but still definitely something I would dunk my French fries in. And then of course, alongside I had some berries because, as Nicole would say, you got to eat the damn berries with your breakfast. So this was probably one of our favorite breakfasts for dinners. Now we're on to some turkey chili. I've made this recipe, you guys, so many darn stinking times, and I think I will make it over and over again. This is one of the 50 Shades of Chicken recipes. This turkey chili, I think I will put it on the menu, like I said, over and over and over again. It is the best recipe that I have tried that's come out of that cookbook so far. Besides the beans, it is as low carb as you can get. It really is so flavorful and delicious, and topping it with sour cream and tomato, guacamole, cilantro. I squeezed lime juice all over the top, and then as you can see, I sprinkled the chips that I've been talking about. I wanted you guys to see it on top this time because that's exactly how I like it. Just a little bit of crunch. It really just adds a flavor to every bite. Makes me feel like I'm eating a chip with it without indulging in all of those chips. But this is by far my favorite meal of the week whenever we do any kind of Tex-Mex dinner. And now we're on to shish kebabs, you guys. I don't know about you, but whenever summertime hits, it just screams barbecue to me. And cooking on the grill to me means shish kebabs. I love all the different things and the colors that you can make on your plate. It's one of my favorite things. So I'm going to get into what's on this plate in just a second. Just a little hint and trick. If you're going to put skewers on the grill, you do not want the wood to burn. So if you soak them in water for like an hour or two before you skewer them, it'll work out perfect. So here I have a squash, a zucchini, tomatoes, mushrooms, pineapple, and then 2 different kinds of sausage. So I have this Gilbert's chicken sausage. That was so good. The pineapple, brown sugar, and jalapeno. And then this was cream cheese, bell pepper, and jalapeno. And that one was from Aldi. They were both dynamite, you guys. But I think the best part about this dinner was that I learned a trick from the Food Network. So the Food Network reminded me that everything cooks at a different kind of temperature. So when you do a shish kebab on the grill, you might have your tomato burnt to a crisp, but then your zucchini isn't really cooked right. So I actually made skewers of each individual thing. So first I lined a sheet pan and I just cooked the meat. I cooked it in the oven, and while that was cooking, I tossed all the vegetables in some olive oil with salt and pepper. And then once I gave them a good toss, I put each individual one on its own skewer. So the tomatoes all went on one, the mushrooms on another, the zucchini on another, and the squash on another. And that worked out perfect because I was able to layer them and take them out as they cooked separately. So once the meat was done, I took that out, I let it rest on the plate, and I used the very same sheet pan so I can get all the flavor of the meat still on the veggies. And so the only thing that you see here that wasn't in that plate was the pineapple, because I didn't want olive oil, salt, and pepper on the pineapple. I just put the pineapple on its own skewer. But I put this in, and then as things finished cooking, I removed them from the pan. So first the tomatoes were done, then the mushrooms were done, and then the pineapple was done, and then the squash and zucchini were the last things to be finished. It was such a good dinner, you guys. I know the mushrooms look burnt, but they're just caramelized because of that olive oil, salt, and pepper. Then here is the zucchini and the squash. It was so tender, so perfect. Look at those tomatoes, you guys, just busted. That is the perfect way to eat it. I feel like every time I get it on a skewer in a different way, it is burnt. And then here are just some little tiny potatoes. I got little tiny potatoes from Aldi that I also roasted in that pan once I was done with the veggies. Now, don't let that fool you. There's only 4 pieces of meat there, but that's because I already picked like 4 different pieces and ate them before I even had the chance to turn on the camera. And then I did just take 1 tiny piece of pineapple. I didn't really want the sugar, but there's just something about a roasted pineapple on the grill. Another thing that's great on the grill, you guys, is mango. Mango is amazing on the grill. I'm definitely one for grilled and charred fruit, but this was really, really good. It was deconstructed and it was just perfectly cooked. So here I don't have a clip of me making it, but I do have a cooking video for me assembling my baked ziti. This is a regular plain old pasta baked ziti that I made for everybody else, and you can tell that my family almost demolished the tray. They are all about that life, but this is what I cooked for myself. So what you see here is a large portobello mushroom cap. And then just like baked ziti, I layered it with ricotta cheese on the top of the mushroom first after I brushed it with olive oil and sprinkled it with salt and pepper. And then I covered it with sauce and then covered it with mozzarella and then baked it in the oven just when I baked that baked ziti. So when it came out, it was so stinking delicious. I put it on the plate, and every time I took a bite, a portobello mushroom is super hearty. So it was very meaty, and with every bite, I still felt like I was kind of eating baked ziti. I wasn't missing the pasta. The ragout was nice and creamy with the sauce and the mozzarella. It really was delicious, and definitely something I will make over and over again when they have baked ziti. So the final meal that I have for you guys is my chicken cheddar bacon. This stuff is so good, you guys. It is so simple. You cannot beat this. I have a version of this in the cookbook, but the one that I use in the cookbook has cream cheese in the center, but this is just cheddar cheese. And this is the first time that I ever did this like low carb style. I used almond flour on the top as breading, and I rolled cheddar cheese on the inside and then rolled it with bacon, seasoned it well, and stuck it in the oven. It cooked out so delicious, and I just served that with some broccoli with salt and butter, and it was so good. Honestly, I don't miss the carbs. There, I said it. This Italian Long Island girl who lived her life on bagels isn't missing carbs, and I don't think I would trade this world for anything right now. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, give it a big thumbs up. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. I do try and post a what's for dinner every month here on the channel. Please don't forget to go and check out Amanda. I promise you, you will not be disappointed, and she's trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. So I really want to be the one to help her kind of push her over the edge. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.